What's going on, guys? This is Free Range with Von Miller, the podcast that can't be contained. On today's episode, we'll talk about our heartbreaking loss to the Dolphins in Madrid. We'll also talk about some of the interesting things that happened in Madrid. After that, we'll talk about the storylines from this past weekends, the wins, the losses, the ins, the outs, the things that happen in between plays and after plays. We'll also talk about bye weeks. We have our bye week, which is the last bye week of the NFL season coming up. And I tell you what I'm doing on my bye week. I tell you what guys normally do on their bye week. And I tell you what the bye week is for. And then we'll close out today's episode with your questions on Miller's Mailbag. All right, this is the Commander's check-in. Yesterday was a tough one. Last night was a tough one. I actually just flew back from Spain, landed this morning, and I'm here on the podcast with you guys. I've had probably 15 minutes to really go over what happened. And that 15 minutes, I used that 15 minutes on one specific play. That play would be my sack. And I'm always so analytical, or I overanalyze my play specifically, especially when we lose. I'm always thinking about what I could have done to contribute to the win, or what I did to contribute to the loss. And I've been like that since I was a little boy. I really don't like to look at what the special teams are doing or the offense is doing. I feel like I can win the game and lose the game by myself. And that's just how I've always thought. That's how my dad had raised me to be. It's a team sport. Yeah, I get that. But I like to be introspective when it comes to getting better. I feel like if I can get better individually, then we can get better as a team. And I'm just giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, thinking that everybody is looking through our craft through the same lens. So in this particular sack, I rush, and we had dropped the guy out. It was we call it we had like an inside dropper. We show 4 people up front, we drop a guy out. So we only have 3 rushers. So I'm rushing. I come around the corner, I go speed to power. Then I saw Tua kind of slip outside. So I came outside, I got my hand up to try to knock the ball down. And through the corner of my eye, I see Kinlaw get the sack. I thought he was getting a sack. But halfway through, I see Kinlaw kind of slip off, and I see Tua get ready to run. So instantly I'm running. I'm running after him. I'm running after Tua. I'm picking him up, putting him down. I'm picking him up, putting him down, trying to get after Tua. And I get to Tua, and I'm thinking he's about to throw the ball. So my mom said, just grab him. And I was just let me just secure the sack. And I'm looking, I still got my eyes open to see if I'm tackling him. I tackle him, he fall, I get up, I celebrate. But then immediately after, I was like, damn, I could have got the ball out. And I'm thinking about that, as I'm walking to the sideline. So I'm walking to the sideline, celebrating with my teammates. I'm like, damn, I could have got the ball out. I could have got the ball out. I'm instantly tired. We getting ready to punt the ball. Before we can get done celebrating, they punt the ball, and you just hear the crowd go crazy, oh. And you look up at the screen, and Mike had fumbled the punt return, and they got the ball back on their end, which is it's so deflating. But still, we got a chance to win, and I'm so proud of my guys, because we held them. We held him to a goal line stop, and Javon Kinlaw, man, what a beast! He has so many great plays in that game. You probably won't even see they because they don't show the big guys in the middle, but he has so many plays. The play before that goal line stop with A-Chain, where A-Chain had hurt his back, he had busted through, and the guy actually held him, and he had stopped, and he was trying to get a call from the ref, and the ref never threw it. And the very next play, he stopped him on the 1. Everybody lines up again, and then Eddie Goldman has another great play, and we stop him at the 1, and we're able to get the ball back. We're able to get the ball back and force it over to overtime. At that moment, I'm thinking like we really got this game won. It's time. We really got this game won. We do the coin flip. I always like to go out first on defense. I think that's just an overtime thing. Like I want to go out there knowing like what we need. Like I want to go out there and like stop them on defense, get a sack. Like I'm always trying to get out there first to start the game, and I'm always trying to get out there first, to end the game. 2-minute warning at the end of the game, and I'm always trying to get out there first in overtime. Well, in this case, they won the coin toss and they chose for our offense to go out there first. And on the very first play, Marcus throws an interception, and I saw he had like the check, and he kind of double clutched, thinking that the guy was going to take that check down route, and he stayed on Ertz and he threw it to Ertz, and he was able to tip it. He almost dropped it, but he ended up catching the ball, and they get the ball back on their 38-yard line. And very first play of that, it was a sweep, and they got the first down. Then they ran another sweep to get the ball in the middle. And Mike McDaniels, he just goes ahead and kicks the field goal. Game over. But the majority of that game, we were winning. It's just tough. It's just tough to, keep stacking up these losses. And it's really, at this point, like my brain doesn't work in negative ways. Like it's those negative thoughts, like they are there, but I never say them. And I've learned that from a mental coach that I work with. His name was Trevor Mowat, and he just taught me so much about the power of the tongue and being aware of the things that you say, and they carry weight. So for me, even though it may look what it looks like, and even though the reality may be whatever the reality is, I still choose to live on the positive side of things. And when I was in Buffalo, they used to hate me for that. When I was with the Buffalo Bills, they used to hate me for that. Like they used to hate me for saying like, "Hey, we're gonna be all right. Tough game, but I still feel like this and that." I remember when I got hurt, I had tore my ACL, and I was saying like, this is before I had the MRI. I had went and got it checked. I was like, man, hopefully a couple of weeks I'll be right back. End up getting surgery and I'm out for the season. I think that was one of the things that really sent the Buffalo Bills fans over the edge about me. And then when I came back in 2023, I had 0 sacks. They were paying. I was the third highest paid player on the team, and I didn't have any sacks or anything on the stat book that whole entire season. For one, disclaimer, I probably shouldn't even played that year. I was just trying to get out there on the field. I was just trying to get out there on the field because I was 33 years old. And I didn't want to sit down a whole year. But the injury that I had tore my meniscus, and instead of repairing that meniscus, they tore that whole piece of meniscus off. And I had tore my ACL again for the second time, and I was 33 years old. So it just took me some time to get back. So I probably shouldn't have played, but I did play. And just my positive mindset that I had about all of that, I think it rubbed Bills Mafia the wrong way. But that's neither here nor there. But back to where I'm at now, I just choose to live life on a positive note, and we're gonna be all right. We 3-8 now. We got the guys in that room, man. The coaching staff is incredible. Not big on excuses either, though. But being able to get Terry back and being able to get Noah back. I think Noah Brown only played one game this year, and people forget how good of a receiver that he is. They'll be able to free up Debo. We lost Austin Eckler early in the season, and everybody knows what type of player Austin Eckler is, and this is not we're losing because the guys that we lost, but we're losing because we don't have a lot of guys, man. We really don't have a lot of guys, man. But that game yesterday, we should have won. It kind of feels like that Chicago game. Like that should be another win on our column. But we lost it, man, and we got our bye week coming up, and we play the Denver Broncos when we get back. Which I'm just gonna keep it real here with you guys. Like I fucking hate playing old teams. I hate playing my former teams, whether it's the LA Rams or it's the Buffalo Bills. I never played the Bills after I've been there, or the Denver Broncos. It's just like I don't know. It's just like seeing your ex girlfriend and y'all gotta go to like a a banquet or a function together, and you got to just sit there and like you got to act weird, like you don't know them, like y'all didn't spend time together. Like I spent 11 years with the Denver Broncos. The majority of my football life is with the Denver Broncos. I still have dreams about the Denver Broncos like to this day. Like if it's a game on and I had to like pick which game to watch, I'm watching the Denver Broncos. Like I'm such a huge fan of that whole organization. Like that orange and blue, like it's just something about it that just does something to my soul. Like I felt like I'm still there, and I often refer to that organization is we or us, because it'll never be them for me. It's always like we or us. Like I spent so much time there, and I spent so much time working to achieve some of the things that they are achieving now. So when I see them play, like I feel a part of it, even though if it's true or it may not be true. But playing the Denver Broncos after we get back, and those guys are rolling. They just beat the Chiefs yesterday. Put Patrick Mahomes in a blender. Offense played great, defense played great, and now we got the team that I played 11 years with when I get back from the bye week. So it's gonna be that's gonna be a crazy week. But thankfully, I got a bye week, and during the bye week for me, man, I just like chilling, man. When I was younger, like I used to like travel, go to Vegas or go to Mexico, out the country or anything like that. I got kids, and one of my biggest things that I'm looking forward to do is going and shadowing my oldest son, because my oldest son Valor has impulse control. He has impulse control issues, and he gets that from me. He gets that from me, as you guys can tell on this podcast. Like I can go left and right, and he's a great student in class, but he is a class clown at the same time, and he has impulse control, and he has impulse control issues, and one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to doing on my bye week, which is crazy, like because back in the day, you go to Vegas or you go to Cabo or you go wherever, and you get a couple of days. For me, I'm looking forward to going to my son's school and sitting in that classroom and seeing what he's doing and how he acts, the way he acts, and whatever it may be. So I'm still working. It's Daddy Von time, so it's really not work. But I'm looking forward to going to my kid's school and shadowing him and seeing, some of the things that he does good and some of the things that he does bad, so I can be a better parent. If I do have some free time, though, I would love to go. It's deer season. There's nothing like smoked backstrap. I know you guys don't even know about what I'm talking about, but a smoked backstrap or a smoked venison shank, smoked deer jerky. Like that's my thing. And I've been hunting and fishing my whole entire life. The farmer Von didn't come until my college days, but I learned how to tie a hook and shoot a gun and all of that stuff before I can read and write. So I'm an outdoorsman. I can go days without showering. I can sit outdoors. I can sleep outside. All I need is a tent. I am a true outdoorsman. So I'm looking forward to going hunting if I can. If I can't, then I'll be in the classroom hunting my oldest son. So those will be the things that I'm doing on my bye week. And then when we get back, we got the Buffalo. Then when I get back, I get the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos mixed up. Well, then when I get back, I got the Denver Broncos, who are rolling. They are the best team in the AFC right now, and we'll have those guys whenever I get back on the bye week.
Yeah, so I know the tough loss, but outside of that, like, how was Madrid though? Like, how was it over there? Food, the weather, the vibes. Like,
Man, Madrid. I love, bro. I love traveling.
yeah,
It just does something to my soul. Like, and Madrid was no different, and we played at I think it's Santiago Bernabéu Stadium where Real Madrid plays, and there's so much history behind it. And I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest La Liga fan or the biggest English Premier League fan, like, but I pay attention to soccer, man, and to step on the same grass that Cristiano Ronaldo stepped on,
yeah,
and David Beckham and Messi and all these other guys stepped on, like to be on that field, like, man, it was incredible, bro. I felt a sense of gratitude, and I felt a sense of belonging, and I just felt blessed, like, to come all the way from DeSoto, Texas,
yeah.
to
That's dope.
to play in Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, like Real Madrid, like one of the most iconic sports franchises in the world. Man, it definitely, I definitely was content. I definitely felt like peace. I felt a sense of gratitude, and I think that was what gave me the sense that we was gonna win, and that gave me the sense that everything was gonna be good, and we was gonna go out there and we was gonna beat the Dolphins' ass, and it just didn't happen like that. But being in Spain like that whole week, being able to be immersed in somebody else's culture for an entire week it's such a huge blessing. I wish we could do it every week. I wish we had an international game like once a month, like, because that is something that I truly enjoy. Yeah, like year 15, like I truly enjoyed that. Yeah, but to not get the win, like, it's terrible. But I like to find the beauty in everything, man, and to be out there. Some of the restaurants that I went to, it was a restaurant called Zuma. It was a restaurant called Kembao. It was another restaurant called Numa. Um, these are some of the restaurants that I went to. Some of the best restaurants in Madrid, and the food was just so amazing. Iberian ham, and they had this one. I think it might have been like a limoncello, but they brought it out and it was in a pitcher, and they had like this big spoon in it, and they gave everybody like these little like sip glasses, and they had put some cookies down, and everybody was looking like, how do you eat this? Like, because the consistency looked so bad, like it looked like milk in a bottle, and it didn't look like you would be like, I don't know, it just didn't look. But once you pour it in that cup and you drink it, it looked like milk, like it looked like frosted like milk or something like that. But when you put it in that glass to drink it, it was like a lemon. It was like a lemon slushy, bro. It was so crazy, man. It was so crazy. And then the olives that they serve olives and cheese with everything. Like, how people put crackers and bread out. They have
Yeah.
like olives and cheese, and like, bro, the food was so amazing. And yeah, they did us right, man. The Commanders did us right, and man, being in Madrid for 6 days was incredible. You would think, like, where do you practice at? Where do you stay at? Like, how's the food? Well, for one of the biggest treats for me, we were able to practice at Real Madrid's practice facility. And Real Madrid, and just like FC Barcelona and some of these big soccer organizations, they have these huge campuses. Like, we didn't practice, like, we wasn't in like the big dogs locker rooms, or we didn't practice on the big dog field. Like, they had like armed security guards that was like watching they field. Like, nobody touched their stuff. Like, nobody going. They had all these other different fields that they were able to like let us play on, and for good reason, because the grass field that we practice on, we fucking trashed it. Like, you got to
Oh,
think football it starts in the middle of the field, and you got the hashes. So everybody just congregates in the middle of the field and they go back and forth. Like, that one field was trash. Like, in soccer, they run around and they all over the place. So it kind of like spreads out like some of the damage. Well, we trashed that field. So that was good that they didn't put us on like the big dog field. Or they didn't have us in the big dog locker room. Real Madrid, like their organization, you got to think about it like this. If the Washington Commanders had a pro team, and then they had a college team, and then they had a high school team, and then they had like a junior high school team, then they had a little league team, like the 8-year-olds team, they all go to one place. Like everybody in that, it's just a campus for everybody on that one division. So that's how Real Madrid or Barcelona, that's how those guys operate. They have like this feeder system where like you got 8-year-olds playing for Real Madrid all the way up until they can make the pros possibly. Like it's everything over there. And it was dope to see that. The fields, like to run around on the soccer fields, like it was dope too, man. And just to be immersed and like just to be able to feel like how like some of the biggest La Liga stars like operate, it was definitely a treat. I'm not a big phone like record guy, but man, I had so many different selfies and I recorded so many different things just to be able to remind myself of how special that event was. And, new fans, like when I was coming out for game day, like they were lined up across the street. And when I walked in, they were, Bon Miller.
Bro, people recognized you over there? Like
Bon Miller. I'm like, man, like
that's dope.
I'm like, man, like, bro, this is dope to like have people outside of my normal like environment like be there. And I saw a couple 58 Broncos jerseys up there.
Yeah, that's hard.
Those jerseys, when I see that 58 Broncos jersey, like it hits so hard. Like, it just reminds me of like, where I come from and where it all started, man. And 58 is not a pretty number by any means. Like, but to see it like in the stands and at 5'8", man, like it was definitely incredible, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
See all these people like everywhere, like respect my game and like love me in Madrid, like Real Madrid. It was dope, man. And then just if you look at the geography of it, that small little country took over the world at some point. That like baffled me. Like the Spaniards, they like took over the world. Like they took over the entire world at one point. Like that small country. And it was just dope to like experience, somebody else's culture, the historical element of it, to be immersed in the food and the things that they like. I got to experience the nightlife. One night I got to experience the nightlife and see like how everybody like, parties and hangs out. And, it was a team bonding event for us. Yeah. But it was definitely amazing, man. I ate so much food and, I got to see like the spa and how they get down in the spa. So they had like these tubs, right? And so in Sweden, when I went to Sweden, like those spas was different. You stay in the spa as long as possible, and then you go in the cold plunge up to your neck, and they have like this little like bucket that you like pull and then like pour the water on the top of your head, and then you get out of that, and then you get back in the steam. And you just do that and do that and do that for hours. They'll do that for like 3 hours. They're going there as long as they can, and then they get in the cold tub, they'll cool off, and they get back in there again, and they do that for hours and hours and hours. This place, they had like this little walking like puddle. It was a puddle with like these rocks in it. And it's like a foot massage. So the water was super hot. Like I'm talking about not scalding hot, but it was hotter than a normal hot tub. And you like walk on these rocks, and the rocks like press on the bottom of your feet, which is uncomfortable. And then you go on the other side, and it was a cold like little puddle with rocks in it. They were soft rocks though. It was like these little soft like sponges in there. So you just walk around in a circle going through, and it's like a foot massage. So I thought that was pretty incredible. We had a great week, man. From meetings to like hanging out, like to being with all the guys, to experiencing, new foods and hanging out, man. Me and Jake Martin was already my guy. Like, but the time that we spent with each other and how we was able to like kick it with each other, like that's one of my favorite people on the team. Him and Javon Kinlaw, those are really like my guys. For one, I love all of my guys, but on that trip right there, I was able to bond closer with those guys, man. So
Yeah, that's dope.
it was a great trip, man. Being in Madrid for a week, the logistics, the practice fields, experiencing the culture, it was amazing.
Would you go there for a vacation on your own? Would you do that or?
The thing is, I will go there for a vacation on my own, but I already did it.
Okay.
So I already did it, man. I already went there and I already like hung out. If it's another time that brings me there, cool. Like I'm not turning down a trip to Madrid. Like it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was great. But I did it. I experienced it. Like I want to go to Portugal next. You know, Portugal is just like the little country on the edge of it. And I'll go to, you know, Lisbon, Portugal next. That's something that I would like to do next. Do y'all see what the Texas A&M Aggies is doing right now? We just came back 30-3 on the Gamecocks at halftime. And then this coach, we need to put that clip on there. The coach was talking on the sideline saying, hey, we beat this team by 24 last year. We're not worried about these guys. I hope Elko played that. I hope somebody had that clip and they played it to those guys at halftime. Because he was talking, bro, he was doing a little sideline reporting, talking, oh, we're not worried about these guys. We beat those guys last year. This is the same Texas A&M team from last year. And then touchdown. Beat them boys by one, and it should have been more because we went for it on fourth down and the goal line, missed that too. Then we missed another field goal. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I think with that win yesterday, it gave us a 55% chance to win the national championship. That one win yesterday, and I don't know where ESPN or Fox or whoever get these stats from, because obviously you can pull up a stat. They can say if Vaughn puts on a Tang Green Pastures hat today, then they're gonna sell 1,000 chickens tomorrow. If he puts on the green one, then they're gonna sell 40. I don't know where they get these stats from. But the stat came from, if we won that game on Saturday, we had a 55% chance to win the national championship.
Yeah.
The Texas A&M Aggies. The Texas A&M Aggies. Marcel Reed. KC Concepcion.
He tough.
Cassius Howe. Wow, I know people talking about the Aggies, but we not talking about the Aggies enough. We got one more game. I think we play Sanford, which we gonna dub them, and then we got the Aggies. Then we got UT on Thanksgiving weekend. Man, we not playing with these boys. We not playing. We're gonna win both of those games, and then I think we got the SEC championship. But either way it go, I think we in the playoffs regardless.
Yeah.
I think we're in the playoffs regardless. And this is only Mike Elko's second year there. It's his second year there. And then shout out to Tony Gerard Eddy. Tony Gerard Eddy, man. I've been knowing Tony. For one, he's my brother. Like he is my brother. When you can come to my house at any time of the day and you have access to my house, and you can go on my refrigerator and eat stuff out my refrigerator and come and leave as you please, we family. And I've been knowing Tony. I'm 36 years old. I've been knowing Tony since I was 10 years old. So I've been knowing the guy for 25, 26 years.
Yeah.
He's the defensive line coach for the Texas A&M Aggies. He should be up for a DC job, or he's moving out. He's gonna be the defensive line coach on the national championship team. That bag is coming. It's coming soon. a little bit more about that Texas A&M game. What was going on when what was it? Nick Neighbors, they had scored a touchdown and like they ran in the tunnel, and the state trooper kind of like these state troopers now. Hey, these Texas state troopers, they don't play. Hey,
you can't do that though, bro.
Trust me, they do not play. You can't do that, man. You can't he like muffed them. He snorted them like, hey, but let me tell you about these Texas state troopers. They don't play. I'm from Texas, and they say don't mess with Texas. And that's a He might have got suspended for that. He might have been on active leave for that. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. But
All right.
do not mess with Texas. I think he hurt his. I think he had kind of pulled his hamstring a little bit, and he needed time to run down.
Yeah.
I don't care if your legs fell off. You better stay out of there because he gonna lose his job. He gonna lose his that state trooper is willing to lose his job to make sure you stay out of there.
No, man, just seeing that in real time, everybody was like, "Yo, what?" Nah, man, he can't do that. No, they say, I guess they sent him right home, man, right home. You know what I'm saying? But
they sent that boy right home,
man. Like it came up.
Hey, man, listen, you did a good job, but hey, it's time to go home now. You know, everybody, it's cameras everywhere, and they saw your officer. They saw your officer, man. You gonna be all right, but you just got to go home right now.
Yeah, we got to get you home. At least in front of the cameras, we got to make sure we send you home just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, man. But
I can't imagine that was somewhere else though, bro. You see how? But he didn't even he didn't try to move. He just I don't know, bro.
Not only he didn't try to move, he tried to
give him a little.
he tried to get in the way.
Yeah, man, but that's crazy.
He tried to get in the way, man. But let's move over to things that have happened around the league this past weekend. We had the very first game in Spain. So we played at 9:00, I think, our time here in the States. And then we came back right after the game. So it was a lot of things that I had to just pay attention to on my little app. And it was a lot of things that I missed, but I have it all right here. I am well informed on everything that has happened. And the very first thing that pops off in my mind, the Denver Broncos beat the Chiefs at home. How about that? I think this is the third time that they've beaten them in the last 10 years. And if we really think about those wins, they won one with Russell Wilson, and then they beat the Chiefs last year, the very last game of the season. I think they started Carson Wentz, and the Denver Broncos beat them. But this game right here is a legit win. They beat them at home. Both teams were healthy. I mean, the Denver Broncos didn't have Pat Surtain or J.K. Dobbins, but they were able to get the win. This Broncos defense, oh my God, man! This defense is when I was on the Denver Broncos watching this defense be what it is. When I was on the Denver Broncos, this is what we aspired to be. We had Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph was our head coach. This is the type of defense that we aspired to be. And it's dope to see it, even if it's from third person on the outside looking in. It's dope to see Nick Benito, man. I am such a huge fan of Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper. Jonathan Cooper, I was in a room with Jonathan Cooper. He was just a young pup. He didn't even have his son yet. And I think Jonathan Cooper's son is 5 now. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Shout out Jonathan Cooper and his son, man. And Jonathan Cooper, man, he always talked about, being a father and being a great father, man, and to see him be able to ball and his son being able to see him ball, it's dope, man. And not only him, man, I've always said it for the biggest. I'm a huge fan of Nick Benito, but at the same time, Zach Allen, I love you too, bro. He reminds me of Derek Wolfe. Not his play. What I'm saying is he reminds me of the dynamic that I had with Derek Wolfe. Right. Derek Wolfe was able to move and penetrate in so many different ways that allowed me to get sacks. And Zach Allen is just creating and doing some of this stuff on his own, his motor and the way he moves. I hate comparisons. He looks like a version of J.J. Watt, the way he moves. And I know he spent a lot of time with J.J. Watt in Arizona, but the way he moves and the type of stuff that he does, man, you can tell he's been mentored by J.J. Watt for sure. They got a lockdown secondary. Riley Moss and all of those guys, Hufunga, those guys are demons. They got quality. They got quality linebackers in the middle. Dre Greenlaw. I'm something that happened to Mike Singleton. I think it was a PED test that he took that discovered that he had cancer. Probably won't expand on that too much, but that's something that I saw in the headlines too. I hope he's good. I hope he's well. I hope he's able to come that over. I hope he's able to overcome that. But this defense, my God, like they are insane. They're gonna break the all-time sack. They're gonna break the all-time sack. They're gonna break the single season sack record this year, and I think it was already set by the Denver Broncos last year. And I think they projected to break it again. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. And I was a free agent for a long time. I did reach out to the Denver Broncos, and I tried to be on the Denver Broncos as well, but it was just a short conversation with me and George Payton. Because at the same time, I want to be a GM, and I think that's not a secret. So whenever I look at teams, I'm looking at it from a GM perspective, and it just wasn't a fit last year for Von Miller to be on this team. The second string guys after Nick Benito and after Jonathan Cooper, those guys get sacks too, and I think they both had 5 sacks each. And they both play special teams and they do all the grunt work. Me, I'm a 3-point shooter. Like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to shoot a 3-point. Like, when I get the ball, like when I'm in the game, like I'm ball hogging and I'm just trying to make a play, then they take me out. But they didn't really need that. They didn't really need that this year. They had guys that shot the 3 that came off the bench. So who knows what it'll look like this coming up year. Of course, I want to stay here and be a Commander. I want to ride it out with DQ, man. As long as possible, as long as they have me, man. Like I said, man, I just got so much respect for DQ, man. Sometimes that he walked by, man, it's just like man, he's such an amazing human being, man, and he's such a great leader of men. Like, I hate that, our style of play isn't fitting his standard. But we still got time to change that around. But this Denver Broncos defense is amazing, and they beat the Chiefs. They had Patrick Mahomes in shambles, and I think it came down to, Lou Holtz kicking a game-winning field goal. And I know, Empower Field was insane. Jeez. I know it was insane, man. And shout out to Denver Broncos. Shout out to Broncos country. I'm loving you guys from afar, man. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We got the bye week this week, and we'll see you guys here in Washington in 2 weeks. And it'll be a great game. It'll be an emotional game for me. I hate playing my former teams. And the Denver Broncos are at the top of the list, but at least we got some time before we get there. The Sunday night football game, the Lions at the Eagles was crazy. The game ended in a PI call. A horrible PI call.
Yeah, say that.
and they say that the question comes up: should pass interferences be reviewable? No, I don't think so. I think what people fail to realize is it's 2025. Everything that happens on that field, like people see it. Like, everybody sees it. You don't think the NFL see it? Like, the NFL back in like New York, like they see like what's going on. Like, you can't just, for one bad game, like you can't like just change a whole system or infrastructure of how football is played. They did that before, and then next year it was only one call that was reversed. This is just my theory of football. This is just my theory of the National Football League. The refs have such a huge part of the game. That's part of the entertainment factor. You have the visiting team, the home team, and you have the refs. It's 3 different elements. You don't think that the NFL could have been to some type of sci-fi type of technology where they just take refs out of the game and they have cameras that's watching everything, and they can see outside, they can see offsides, holding, pass interference, unsportsmanlike conduct? You don't think they can make a program that watches all of this stuff in this day and age of AI, you don't think that they can create a program that just watches all of these things and it just goes to a computer?
Yeah,
That's
you need the
definitely a
human factor.
possibility.
You need the human factor, bro.
You
Good and
need
bad.
the human factor. The refs, the zebras, the stripes, they are such a huge part of the game. They not just out there like for no reason. Like, and sometimes the things that they make, whether it's good or bad, that creates the entertainment piece of football. Like, because you never really know. You never really know what's gonna happen. If it was just red versus blue, it kind of get a little bit dull. But once you throw the stripes in there, it kind of create a hidden factor that you really don't know to like after the play something happened or before the play or during the play. Like you really don't know, and it just creates this this very special dynamic where you don't really know what's about to happen until it happens, and that's why football is the most amazing sport in the world. Like we only have 18 weeks of this shit, and we only have 18 weeks of it, and the refs they throw good calls, they throw bad calls. Sometimes they throw stuff that you haven't even seen. Sometimes they throw calls that have no effect on the game, and sometimes they have calls that have a huge effect on the game. It's all entertainment. You know, for the team, for the Lions, they looking like, man, we got this, that. And for the Eagles, they like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to happen. So, like, either way it goes, that's just how it's supposed to be, man. And that's what makes football the greatest sport in the entire world.
Y'all game is so like high level, right? So a small call can literally kind of like change the whole trajectory of a game. Like you don't think it should be a little like we need to have some kind of like I don't know something because that play I want to say that play lost them the game, but it damn so didn't help. We should have been getting the ball back. Y'all should have been punting to get the ball back. Now y'all keep the ball nil and we lose. And it's the wrong call. So do we gotta I don't want to hear Monday morning how you know what I'm saying? Because losing for y'all guys, it changes people everything. Winning and losing for you guys, it changes everything. People lose jobs, people lose money. Like, so I don't know, man. I think we need to be a little fair, man. I don't know. We gotta find a way to
man, our game, especially as a pro athlete, we are so tied to the outcome of the game. And, you know, this is just back to me, like the losses that we've had in a row, I think it's 5 or 6 losses in a row. For me, I've been so tied to the outcome, you know, most of my career. Super Bowl 50 MVP, Super Bowl win in LA, go to the Bills, only lose 10 games the whole time I'm there. Like, you know, I've been so tied into the outcome of the game, you know, my whole career. And I think this is just right now, I think it's just a test of my faith, which my faith is so strong. Like I'm blessed. Like I've won enough games for everybody in this organization. And I want these guys to experience it too. But one thing I'm not going to do is let a loss change who I am and change the way I carry myself and change, you know, my personality. If anything, it brings it out more. You know, if I joke more, I'm more free spirited now. Like I'm more helpful to others to kind of like help them get through this process. Like some of the young guys in the locker room that might be down in the dumps because we lost, like I'm able to like go in there and crack a joke, like, and say, man, like I think in the locker room the other day, like last night I had popped into like, you know, the offensive side of the locker room. I'm like, hey, man, I just want to let y'all know, man, that I love y'all, man. You know, this season ain't been going the way it been going. I love y'all, man. But y'all some of the ugliest teammates that I ever played with in my life. But you know, this is definitely a special group, and you know, the record does not show the type of work that we put in. The record does not show the type of human beings that, you know, we have in this locker room, man. And you know, I love y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all, man. And this is, even though we didn't win, this has still been one of my most enjoyable seasons of my career. And I saw Laramie Tunsil And I just went over there and I like hugged him, and I had to put my hand on his head like this. I put my hand on the top of his head like this, and I had said in his ear, I said, I just had to touch your head, man, because it's bald and shiny, man. I've been wanting to do it.
What's wrong with you?
I've been wanting to do that all season. But he laughed. He laughed too. Because if you see Thompson, bro, it's just so clean. It's just so clean and like, bro, it's just so clean. It's so clean and perfect. And like, I just like how Austin Powers, like, you know, the guacamole. I just had to like touch it. You know, in the basketball dudes, when they hug, they like kind of hug on the head like that. They like grab each other's head. I just like put my hand on that first, and I was like, hey, I don't really have nothing to say. I just wanted to touch the top of your head, man. I've been wanting to do that all season, man. But I love you, man. And we both laugh. So it's small little moments like that that'll go a whole lifetime, that you'll be able to hold on to for a whole lifetime. And I think sometimes the lessons that you learn from losing are far greater than the lessons that you learn from winning. Next, we got Keon Coleman. Let me tell you one thing about Keon Coleman. First, I would say about Keon Coleman, they suspended him. They had him a healthy scratch for the whole game, not a suspension. They had Keon Coleman a healthy scratch for the whole game. I played with Keon Coleman last year. You know, rookie guy, young guy. Probably, you know, might have been late to some meetings, late to a team meeting. I think the team came out and said that he missed the team meeting the night before the game, so they made him a healthy scratch for the game. First, I would say for Keon Coleman, he is one of the most athletic people that I have ever been around. Not only athletic, but smart. Whether it's dominoes, cards, any like board game, like he's ping pong. He just naturally got it. Like, and I'm sure if he played Madden or like 2K, any of that stuff, he'd be good at that too. He just has like that winner gene, like golf clubs. And we went to Top Golf. I don't even think he played golf like that. But when he picked up that golf club, he just naturally was just bombing it. Like you could just see the swing. It looked like he had taken lessons before. Never took lessons, none of that stuff. He just naturally has that gift of that gene to win. Like anything that he does, he's gonna be great at it. And I've been around some athletic people in my life. Like I put my list on there. I put my name on that list for the most athletic people that I've ever been around. But the most athletic person that I've been around, it's a tie between Keon Coleman and DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Those guys can jump, they fast, they quick. They're some of the most athletic people that I've been around. Keon Coleman is one of the most athletic people that I've ever been around, just naturally gifted. We trained down in at the Star with Morgan Wells. He don't like for me to say his real name, but his name is Morgan Wells. He trains Malik Neighbors. He trains all the LSU guys, Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, like all of those guys. Train them down in the Star in Frisco, 20 minutes away from my house. So Keon Coleman was there. Athletic, man, just picking up the basketball, shoot it, like just run around doing all the drills. It's all good. When I was on a team with Keon Coleman last year, we had issues with Keon last year too. Like it would be late to team meetings and late to position meetings, and not only just late, but just show up like 2 hours late. Like some of the craziest. And then the thing is, there's nothing to do there's absolutely nothing to do in Buffalo. Everything's at the facility. Like they have one of the nicest facilities in the NFL. Point blank period. They have one of the nicest facilities in the NFL. Might not be the nicest, but it is definitely up there. They have one of the greatest training staffs. Nate Bresky, Joe Mika, Tabani Richards, like all of those guys, man, they do a great job, man. I used to go there. I used to be there early in the morning, and I spend time there early in the morning, and I try to stay until as late as possible. There's nothing else to do. Go home and go to sleep. For Keon Coleman to consistently miss team meeting after team meeting, he just gotta. I don't know. I don't know what's going. he might. I don't know. He might be a little sick, man. I don't. I don't know what's going on with Keon, bro. Like you the best wide receiver that they got, and you miss a team meeting. YouTube cannot be that important. Instagram cannot be that important for you to miss a whole team meeting because I'm telling you, there's nothing else to do. I can just see him laying in the bed, thumb in his mouth, and just scrolling through Instagram. And you got to leave in 10 minutes to go to the facility, and you just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be all right." And then before you know it, like I'm kind of, I really don't know what else to come up with because there's nothing else to do in Denver. I mean, there's nothing else to do in Buffalo. You playing on one of the best teams in the NFL, and you missed the team meeting. So, my heart goes out for those guys. I think Deion Dawkins came out and said, it's time for them to grow up. It's at some point you have to transition to a pro. And Deion is Mr. Buffalo. Deion is the leader of that team. And for Deion to come out and say that, like, he was really holding back. I'm telling you, if Deion said that, man, he was really holding back. So I know he'll get it right, bro. Like and then the thing is they need him too. It's not like they could just like cut him. Like he's their best receiver. They need him. They were still able to go out there and get a win. They were still able to go out there and get a win versus a really good Bucs team. But man, yeah, Keon, man, he got to get it together. And I know he get it together. He's so funny, man. He's such a free spirit. It's just got to be a priority to him. And I think over time it'll become that. Once he sees the value in himself, I think that's where he'll start to turn over. And if he don't see the value in himself, I can pull up a sports track right now and show you what the top receivers getting paid now. I mean,
yeah.
If that don't motivate you right there, like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like they giving out 45 pieces like it ain't nothing. Like Keon Coleman, that could be you. That could be you with a 45 piece with a $45 million contract a year. And then at that point you can say, shit, fuck it, I'll just show up on Wednesdays and Sundays. Hey, but you got to get that first. But you got to get that first, Keon, and you got to do your work, man. You gotta earn your way there, man. Right now, you got to show up and you got to be on time for everything. But it will be a point in time where you will get to pick what you want to do. You just ain't there yet, brother.
Calling somebody out in the media from like the locker room, how does that kind of like when they walk back in there? How does it feel? Is it like you guys want to fight each other? Is it just a respect thing, or like?
No, I think I've never been a guy to call out anybody in the locker room. I like pointing the finger at me, Coach Sherman. I had Coach Mike Sherman at Texas A&M. He was the head coach for the Green Bay Packers, and when he came to Texas A&M, he gave us all these little points on like how to talk to the media, how to be a great teammate and stuff. He said, when you have a good game, you give it all to your teammates. Like you say, it was the offensive line that blocked, or that wide receiver caught that ball, or the running back was there. You point the finger out. When you have a bad game, you point the finger at yourself. Like, even if it wasn't on you, like even if I'm the quarterback and I threw for 500 yards, you got to point the finger at you and be like, man, there's a little bit more I could have did better. Like, those are the type of guys that you want on your team. Those are the type of people that you have to have in your team. And I've always been like that from day one. I think that goes back to earlier. Like when I got that sack, I was looking at them like, was there something else I could have did on that sack that got the ball out? Like I see my hand hitting the top of his shoulder, and I was just thinking like, bro, if I could have just went outside and tomahawked his arm, bro, like who would have knows, bro? But those are the type of guys that you want on your team, man, for sure. And for Deion to call him out. And I know Deion. I know Keon too. I play with those guys. Deion is to the point now. Like, it's for him to get out and say that, like, in the locker room, like, yeah, it's Pat. If he said that in the media, it's probably been 20 other times that he told that to Keon. Like, if it was reversed, that's lame. Like if your first time talking to me is through the media, then that's lame. I don't respect that. But if you done already talked to Keon 20 times in person and this is the first time in the media, then that's just how I go. And the thing is, the media got a job too, bro. The media got a job to do too. Like you got to be able to keep it real with the media, or you'll lose the fan base. That's that's what I did in Buffalo. I was too optimistic in Buffalo, and I kind of, the fans kind of turned on me for being, too optimistic.
Yeah.
But got a few more things on here. We got Jamar Chase spitting on Jalen Ramsey. And then Ramsey punches Chase. And then after Chase said, I didn't spit on him. I don't know Jamar Chase like that, but we got a friendship, I would guess. We train together at the Star with Mo Wells. That's probably the extent of our relationship. I've been around him a lot. Like, I respect this game. I think he's the best wide receiver in the game. And if he's not the best wide receiver, then Justin Jefferson is. And if he's not the best, then Garrett Wilson is. And all of those guys kind of like rotate in between each other. But I spent some time around Jamar Chase, like working out. And to see like what happened in that game, like I never seen that before. Like I just never seen. For one, Jamar Chase, my God. Let me stop for a second. Whenever I was the highest paid defensive player in the league, there was nothing that anybody else could do that would piss me off. Like, I'm straight. Like, I'm not worried about nothing that y'all talking about. Like, offensive linemen could, like, they would do like little stuff like bump into me or like pull me and stuff. Like, it wouldn't, like, none of that stuff bothered me. Like, bro, I'm straight. And then I just had the wherewithal to, like, I know what y'all trying to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd just be like, bro, I know what y'all trying to do, bro. Like, y'all trying to drag me down, bro. And I never would fall for it. Like, what was that Michelle Obama quote that says, when they go low, we go high?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's what I always did, bro. It ain't nothing like, I just felt internally like I'm just so far on a different level that I'm just playing against y'all. Like, and I just never see y'all again. There ain't nothing that y'all can do or say that's going. But at the same time, it always is that one thing that can take you over the top. When spit is involved, maybe Vaughn would have cracked. If I was Jalen Ramsey and we see the clip where Jamar Chase kind of like spit on Jalen, like, yeah, I don't know. I can't sit here and speculate what I would do, what I would turn into if I got spitted on. Like, Jalen got kids, bro. I know that for a fact. We won a Super Bowl together. Jalen got kids, bro. Like, see, you spit on me in front of all these people. This football shit go out the window.
Out the window.
This football shit out the window. Like,
yeah.
Now it's like you're gonna have to kick me out. Like, but the only thing that I would have done differently, like, you got a hard helmet on. I probably just go gut punch, gut punch, gut punch, gut punch. I probably go gut punch, gut punch, gut punch, gut punch, like as many times as I can. Or like I'm a grab, like like I told you, I'm gonna grab two hands on the face mask, and I'm gonna like try to twist your neck with the face mask. Like I'm not throwing punches though. But it sucks to see two of my guys like that get into it, man. I'm a huge fan of Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey is my boy. And I don't blame Jalen for none of that, nothing that he did. Like,
nah, you can't.
He ain't in the wrong for none of that. Like, I'm like, I love Jamar Chase. Like, obviously my relationship with Jalen Ramsey is stronger than it is with Jamar Chase, but I spent time with Jamar Chase. Like, I know Jamar Chase. I know he's a good dude. When those wide receivers and those DBs get to going at it, like, they just tap into a new realm. Like, they both the alphas. It's two alphas on the team that think they're the best. Like, but I never think spitting is the answer. And retaliating the way that Jalen did, I would never fault him for that. I never would fault him for that. It's the same thing if we reverse a week and we go to Amon St. Brown and Deron Payne. Like, Amon threw that little punch and he tried to act like I didn't punch him, this and that. And then play later, Deron Payne is just trying to crack his ass, like, bro, like. But then in the media, he was like, I didn't punch him. But then they have like the instant replay and they show him like with the punch. The crazy thing is about it, Deron get fined $500,000 and then Amon St. Brown only got $12,000. It's not, I mean,
the second guy. It's always the second guy. It's always
but it's not fair. I would have liked to see they both get hit with the same amount of fine, if anything. Like,
that's fair.
Or if you're gonna find Deron Payne like that, just let him play at least. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't fair to me. But I'm not being critical of the NFL or anything like that. I love the NFL. What they did is what they did. We passed that. All right, guys, this is the free range segment. And now it's time for me to really let loose and go free range on a list of topics that have nothing to do with football. The very first one, Oz the Mentalist. He went to the Rams and he did his magic tricks or his mental tricks. And I can talk from experience on some of the stuff that he did with us. Like, it's the real deal. Like, it honestly is the real deal. He had called some of us in before. So on the team, you know, he had it's a team full of 70 people. He called like, 10 people in to like just sit down and like talk about stuff and like really just get to know you. And like he had a deck of cards, had me pick some cards and stuff. And like he had me like get a number in between like this and that. And the crazy thing is when he did the magic trick, I had nothing to do with it. So I had nothing to do with it. But when he had me one-on-one, he had me pick some things. Like, this is what really blew my mind about it. Is because he had me pick some things and he had me remember some stuff from that actual event. Like the pregame event, the one-on-one sit-down that I had with Oz. And then when he did the magic show, he didn't even call me up, but the things that had happened in that individual like one-on-one time with Oz, it happened on the real show. Like it happened with my teammates. So that was something that really blew my mind, that really made it think like, damn, like this might be real. Cause I wasn't part of the main like event. Like, he had said, so for mine, he had said, hey, go into like a restaurant. I mean, go into a gas station and pick a drink. And what drink would you pick? And then you go to the register and then pay for it. And then like pour the drink out or whatever. Like, just think about it. But whenever the show came on, like he didn't use me for that actual trick. And I never said anything about it. So mom was like, I love pineapple Fanta. Like if I drink soda, it's gonna be like a pineapple Fanta. So I went in there and I picked up pineapple Fanta and I got there. But in the show, like the dude went and got a Coke. He got a Coke and he said, pour it out. And when he poured out the Coke, it was a pineapple Fanta. This is another one of my teammates. But I wasn't involved in the show. I just met with him before, and I never told him that I like pineapple Fanta. This is all in my head. So whenever I saw like him with Matthew Stafford, like throw it to your receiver, then bro, it was like, bro, Oz, Oz the Mentalist. Like I don't believe in magic, but whatever strategy he is doing to like connect with the human mind and be able to get like the most popular thoughts, like he is definitely a really good illusionist, I would say, or mentalist. Like he is definitely, he's definitely great at what he does, man. And it's dope to see him continually blow guys' minds. It's super dope. So there was a bar argument over how many eggs a chicken can lay, and it led to gunfire. Over here at Green Passage Chicken, that has never happened. But I would say, humanity is just crazy, man. And if you just look at road rage. Like people actually get mad because like you cross over in front of them or you drive a little bit faster than them. Like it's it's insane. Like if you think about road rage and how crazy road rage gets, like people actually get upset by another car. They don't even know who's in the car,
Yeah.
and it leads to like gunfire. So I could definitely see, an argument over how many eggs a chicken can lay that could lead to gunfire. Like humanity is just crazy these days.
Oh man, that's insane. And the kill to try to shoot somebody over a simple argument like that is just that's wild. Well, everything 2K leads to deaths. The LeBron Jordan stuff leads to people getting mad and deaths. Like so,
Yeah,
I guess it's us.
I'm definitely not surprised. Like it's been things that have it's been people have been shot and killed. Unfortunately, over less. They've
Yes,
been shot and killed over your mama jokes. So
yes,
like
true.
that's just unfortunate. That's just unfortunate how humanity is, but it is what it is.
What?
The next question that we got, Landman season 2 just came out, and that is news to me because I love Landman. That is one of my favorite shows. My family is from Midland, Odessa. I know all about like the oil fields and the type of environment and the communities that they have out there. My mom is from New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, but she grew up and she was born in Crane, Texas, which is 30 minutes south of Midland, Odessa. Got a All of my family is from Midland, Odessa, that Crane area. So I know all about Crane. I know all about Midland, Odessa, and to see like the oil men and the landman and the pump jacks and like that is like my life. I got pump jacks tatted on my body. Um, got oil rigs tatted on my body. Like it's such a huge part of who I am. And yeah, it's definitely cool to see Landman season 2 coming out. I am gonna binge watch that.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you can binge watch it. I think they drop a new episode every week, so I'm definitely gonna go see the first episode for sure. Billy Bob Thornton is the perfect actor for Landman season 2. And for Landman and all, because he was in Friday Night Lights. He was the head coach for Odessa Permian. And for him to be back in Landman, it's perfect to have Billy Bob Thornton in that show. Billy Bob Thornton, man, he reminds me of my Uncle Junebug, man. Like they got the same type of like personality. So I'm so excited to see that Landman season 2 just came out, man. I'm definitely gonna binge watch that. Steph Curry leaves Under Armour. He had a signature shoe. Um, it'd be dope just to see where he goes. I think the other
Yeah.
day he wore the Kobe's the GG and Kobe contribute. I mean, like the GG and Kobe like collab shoe, the black and white Mamba. He wore that the other day. He was a huge fan of Kobe. So yeah, I'm looking to see. It'd be dope to see where he goes, man. Like,
Yeah.
I personally think that he'll go to Nike. A star of his caliber to go to the biggest shoe company in the world, like it's only perfect. Like, he's not at the front end of his career and he's not in the middle of
Yeah.
his career. I think he goes, to a place that can push his shoe to new heights, I would say. And, it'll either be between, Nike and Adidas. I love Adidas.
Yeah.
To see him go to Adidas would be great.
Yeah. They
We got
did. They did.
Harden and Ant Man. I think Ant Man's shoe is the most popular shoe in the world right now. So it'd probably make more sense, for him to go to Nike. And then for them to just push him and really get behind him and make his shoe, whatever it may be, to take it to new heights. Steph has always had ankle issues. And I think they had Kobe where it was like a high top Kobe and they had made like a Kobe where his was like a high top and they could support like his ankle and his Achilles. I can see them doing some of that same sort of stuff for Nike. Um, so for me, in my opinion, like I'm not his agent or his marketing guy or anything like that. It just makes more sense for him to go to Nike and have them do a similar shoe that they did for Kobe
Nice.
for Steph. But who knows? It's exciting, man, to be a free agent at any point in your career, especially on a shoe deal. Like I'm sure he's gonna have like I need a lifetime
he
deal,
started off
whatever
Nike,
whatever company that he goes to, need a lifetime
that was
deal.
cool.
That it is definitely going to be a very lucrative and a very important decision for Steph Curry, man. And I'm just sitting back like everybody else, waiting to see what he does. So this is Miller's Mailbag. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. This is where I get to get either an audio message from you guys or email from you guys, and I get to read it right here in the show. And this question is from John in Denver. It says, Vaughn, I was devastated when you lost the Defensive Player of the Year to Khalil Mack by a single vote in 2016. What went through your mind in that moment? And does it still bother you that you should have had a Defensive Player of the Year award on your resume? To be honest, like at the time, like I would say like deep down in my heart, like I kind of like felt it. I kind of felt like, Khalil had won it. Because he had a touchdown that year. He had a 5-sack game in one half. It was a lot of things that had went through my mind that had showed that he deserved it. And that's really the only thing that had that kind of evaded like, my career as a defensive player of the year award. But as I've grown older and as I've gotten wiser, I understand that nothing in life happens by coincidence, and that award was well deserving. He had scored a touchdown. He had a 5-sack game. Like it was well deserving, and for it to be that close, like one vote, like I can take that. I can take that. It definitely fueled me after that to be the best player that I possibly could. And it definitely fuels me now. Not in a way that I'm thinking about I got to win the fifth player, but it just fuels me to really just be invested into my longevity, to play as long as possible. Even when I have all these reasons and I have all of these keys and all of these signs to be like, man, Vaughn, you've played enough. For me, like I just want to play as long as possible, man. Like if I couldn't play Defensive Player of the Year, if I couldn't get the Defensive Player of the Year award, then I want to fill that void in some other way. Like I want to be top 10 in sacks, number 1 in sacks. I just want to keep playing as long as possible. And I know we're still in the middle of this year, but this is the point where I always like to think about the next year and the following season. And I think I know I can play next year. It'll just have to be the right environment. The right environment for me would be right here in Washington with DQ and the Commanders. To get some of the guys back. This would be the perfect environment for me with DQ, with Pags, with Ryan Kerrigan, with Sharif Floyd, Coach Tapp. This would be the perfect environment for me to go. I had to learn the playbook right before the season started. So, if they say, if it's time to move on, it's time to move on. But this is definitely not my last year playing football. And that Defensive Player of the Year award, maybe if I would have won it, maybe I would have not played as much. I mean, 2 Super Bowls and, $200 million contracts and 2 if I would have had that, then I probably wouldn't be as driven to continue playing as much. And, right now I'm here where I'm at, and I don't even thinking about like the money, or I don't even thinking about like the contracts, or I think about making plays. I'm truly on the team. I'm not thinking about being the guy on the team or the franchise guy. I'm thinking about being a part of a team, and it's something that I truly, truly value. Being in a locker room, joking, like hanging out, spending time with the fam, spending time with the coaches, like really just embarking my presence and making everybody feel my presence and being able to help out. Like one of the dopest things that I enjoy in my life is when somebody come up to me that I totally forgot, and they tell me something that I told them that I totally forgot about. Like, hey man, you remember you said you watched the play clock before, like the snap count, and it really helped me with my game. Like it'd be little stuff like that that really helped me go to the next level, and the type of stuff that I appreciate that. And that probably wouldn't have been there if I would have won that Defensive Player of the Year award. So everything in life happens by coincidence. Would I trade a Super Bowl MVP for a Defensive Player of the Year award? No, I won't. But I got that. You can't have it all. God has blessed me for sure. We have another question from Evan in New Jersey. As you continue to rise up on the all-time sack leaders list, I was curious, who is on your Mount Rushmore of pass rushers? Mount Rushmore. For this, like I'm not gonna include myself. Like I feel like that's lame to like include myself. I'm gonna take myself off. That way I can make space for other people that I truly respect. I think number one, you gotta have Bruce Smith on there. He's the all-time, sack leader in NFL history. Bruce Smith. Number two, Derek Thomas. He went crazy. Didn't even have he played 12 years. This is my 15th year. Like he had all of those sacks in just 12 years. He holds the sack record for games in a sack with 7. And then on the 8th sack, he should have had 8, but he ended up missing the 8th sack, and the guy rolled out and threw for the game-winning touchdown. So he should have had 8 sacks, but he ended up having 7. So I put Derek Thomas. So the 2 for me, Derek Thomas, Bruce Smith. I got 2 more. I'm gonna make this list, and I'm gonna put 5 up there. I know it's only supposed to be 4, but I'm gonna put 5 in there just out of respect for these next 3 guys. The next 3 guys that I'm gonna put on there is Aaron Donald, DeMarcus Ware, and Myles Garrett. Those 3 guys have really changed the game. Myles Garrett, like he's insane. Like he just had 4 sacks this last game, and I think he had 5 sacks the week before. Like, bro, he had 9 sacks in 2 games. Like he's a freak of nature. He's 6'3". He's 6'5", 6'6", and he can bend like he's 6'3", 6'2". Fellow Texas A&M, graduate. I know him on and off the football field. He's a monster when it comes to sacking the quarterback, and he's a monster in charitable efforts too, like with the water boys and doing all the things, taking water up the mountain. And I think it was in Zimbabwe or wherever he was at. Like, he is definitely a special person on and off the football field. DeMarcus Ware, my idol, my guy. Modeled my game after DeMarcus Ware. Like, I even started taping my hands and doing some of the stuff that he did with his hands and wearing the towel like DeMarcus. And Aaron Donald, like, was able to play with Aaron Donald too, and he embodies like greatness. He didn't even play that long. I think he played 11 years and 3 Defensive Player of the Years, led the league in sacks from a defensive tackle position, Super Bowl champion. Like, he is just excuse my language, he's just a fucking dog. Like, you can just feel it in his presence. You can just, feel it, his energy. Like, he just wants to win. He's going to do whatever he's going to win. So for me, I know it's only supposed to be 4, but I would do those guys an injustice. Like, those 5 guys, in my opinion, Bruce Smith, Derek Thomas, Aaron Donald, DeMarcus Ware, and Myles Garrett, those guys will be on my Mount Rushmore pass rushers. And that's it for Miller's Mailbag. Be sure to send your message or audio message in to vonmiller@odyssey.com. It could be a video message. It could be an audio message. It could be an email, whatever you got. Send it in to vonmiller@odyssey.com, and we'll answer your question right here on the show. All right, guys. That's it for this episode of Free Range. I appreciate you guys for tapping in and listening. Remember, pressure is privilege. It takes what it takes. And don't forget to count your chickens. Free Range Podcast. And be sure to go over to Greener Pasture Chicken and check it out. Thanks and giggle. If you're rocking with this show, be sure to follow us at your favorite podcast app. And while you're there, go ahead and drop a 5-star rating and leave a review. I want to hear what you think. Free Range with Von Miller is presented by Odyssey. Our executive producers from Odyssey are Leah Reese-Dennis, Danny Freisinger, and Greg Hoseman. The show is produced by James Jackson and Evan O'Brien. Video production and creative design by Kurt Courtney and Lauren Vieira. Special thanks to Ben Swanson and Theo Smith and the team at Odyssey. Maura Corin, Melissa Wester, Isabella Apple, Hillary Shuff, Eric Donnelly, Kate Rose, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, and Jake Gallen. We appreciate you guys.